Alright, so this is an update video on the hardware of the drone. Last time we talked a lot about this clip for the connection and some general ideas as to how we could set up the actual box, and then didn't talk much about the lid. So this time I am with Alex, who wasn't in the last video but has been working on this project. And we have done a lot with redesigning the connection. Ignore the phone sound. And here's Alex to talk about the progress that we have made.
Alright, so we have decided to make a few changes for the clip. So Peyton explained a lot about how the clip was going to work in the last video, but we decided to make a little change in the way that the clip functions. So instead of being like a regular standard clip, it's going to be a long piece of plastic with two holes in the end that are gonna kind of snap into two little teeth on the ends of the boxes. So that'll slide right up and latch into it.
So like an elongated version of this. Like this, but much longer that way.
Yeah, so we're working on that. It's not a done deal that that's what we're doing, but that was the general idea. But what we also did was we made little 3D models of all the components, just to generally show the size of what they're going to be like. So we can get the general layout together. And we also built a prototype little box for all the parts to fit into. So this is the little laser. This is what actually is going to do the measuring. So this would slide right into here. And then we would have a cover to hold this in. Then we have the feather circuit board, which would go right above the laser. And then we have our battery finally, which would go right up top. We have little connectors, we have little spaces right here to reveal the micro USB connectors, which is how we would do diagnostics and such on it. We have a hole over here for the battery wire, which would connect to the board.
It's switched. Originally, when I made this model, I had the feather and the battery switched from what it is in the CAD design currently. So the feather is actually going to have the hole slightly under there, and the battery's connection is going to come out of here outside the box attached to the feather there.
Yeah.
So that was that. That's a little bit off.
Small change, but this is a general idea of what the box is going to be like, just general shape and size and layout. And we also made the beginnings of a CAD model for the paper model, but on the computer, so we can change change things about it. So I left the bottom open, but it will have openings for the lenses, and then the top is still open, so you can see where the battery would be. But the wire for the battery would come out over here and connect in through here. But yeah, it's just a basic and preliminary CAD drawing of our basic and preliminary physical prototype. So that was really pretty much all we did today.
What about the lid?
Oh, the lid. Right, the lid. So we went through a couple different versions of the lid, kind of scattered around on the page here. We had a version that a lid would just kind of sit on top of this, and we would either tape it or put some latches on it. We also had a design where we would have a lip. This is kind of a confusing drawing, but a lip where a piece of plastic would slide over our completed box, and then it would stay in place through the gravity. It would be blocked off on all three sides except for the top. So when we needed to access all the components, we would just slide the lid right off, and we would have access to all our components.
And it doesn't matter that one side is open because that gravity is working against it, because that's the only open side is the top side. And gravity's pushing down on it. That, and if you were to try to slide it up during flight, it wouldn't be able to go up because it would hit the bottom of the drone before the entire piece could get out. So the only way you can slide it out is if you've unclipped the entire box from the system first, and then you slide it out. So
Exactly.
it works efficiently.
Mm-hmm. So I think that was pretty much all we worked on. We changed our latch design. We worked on a paper prototype of our box, and then we made it in CAD, and we began figuring out how the lid would work. So that was pretty much all we did today.
Cool. So I think we're good. Thank you, Alex.